Kia ora and welcome to Rashanan. Rashanan is a Flame Shaper boss. You can make Chrono work here, but its advantages just don't line up quite as well. As Flame Shaper, you have better access to Reversion and can put Renewing Blaze on the tanks. It's very nice. The two things that will kill you on Rashanan are tank damage and web breaks. Maybe people running through puddles as well. Everything else is kind of a bonus, so you're going to spend a lot of this time healing tanks with Reversion because Golden Hour does a lot. We're Flame Shaper, so we can also share our Renewing Blaze. I'm going to do that on the tanks as well. You'll see I already have it on cooldown. This is the first set of web breaks, so this is also the first time I use Engulf for Consume Flame. During downtime like this, I'm just going to spread echoes. Oh, I got a mechanic. I'm going to spread echoes and I'm going to press Reversion. And you can also fill with stuff like Dream Breath. Just keep in mind if you have Engulf coming up soon, then your Dream Breath has kind of a different role. I see a lot of people who play Flame Shaper really underuse Spirit Bloom as well. It's not quite as central as it is as Chrono Warden, but you'll still want to be casting that a lot. During this little intermission here, I should be dodging walls, but instead I run through them all. That's not technically good play, but as a healer, you'll probably survive it. These little stack moments are really good for Dream Breath. And I'm gonna, sorry, not Dream Breath, Dream Flight, and I'm gonna alternate between Dream Flight and a little Emerald Communion ramp for them. They can be pretty dangerous, especially later on. Put a lot of attention into dodging those grey swirls because they'll web you if you get hit. You can Emerald Communion from inside a web, but it's still not really what you're aiming for. I have Stasis coming back up here, and so I'll do the same again. On some fights you want to send Dream Breath kind of into the nether so that it only hits you. This is not one of those fights. On this fight you just want to hit the raid, and because you release Stasis not long after you store it, you don't have to worry about targeting. I do another pretty poor job here of dodging puddles, but I bet it makes my leech healing look really good. So here I'll do a honestly fairly late Emerald Communion ramp. It's going to be really useful for mana, and it's just a pretty good time to use it because all the major damage events I'm going to have Engulf for anyway. This will be my Rewind here. Rewind also very good against these web breaks. I haven't actually gotten any mechanics on this pool. That's really nice for me. Second web break in a row, and I don't really have as much for this one. I ended up just pressing Reversion there, and that plus Golden Hour was enough to get us through it. It's not quite as dangerous as the one before. I don't know what I'm doing there, but that happens sometimes. Alright, so this is the third stack point, so I'll have Dream Flight back up. I don't use it. I don't know why I don't use it there. Look, the fun thing about doing these is you learn a lot about what you should have done as well. Hey, my first mechanic. So I have Stasis and double Engulf here. And I'm going to use it. It's kind of up to you when you release the Stasis. If you're still in danger after the web breaks, then you can just send it straight away. Or you can hold for the next mechanic. Like here I've held for the next mechanic. That can be better. You can kind of just use it dynamically depending on what you need. You can see the tanks here are getting absolutely shredded almost at all times. A lot of your healing on this fight will just be 2 tanks. And honestly, that's the major reason I recommend Flame Shaper for the fight, because being able to share Renewing Blaze is very good. Here I am eating a bunch of pools again. I might finally Dream Flight this one. God, there it is. Some more downtime. Pretty much just DPSing the boss. You can see we're kind of getting hammered. But I'm pretty sure this is a kill pool, so we'll probably do okay. Pretty sure. The people who get these like little spiders on them are actually at quite a bit of risk, so make sure you do throw some healing into them. Spirit Bloom lines up quite well there, so you can usually give them that at the very least. It's quite common for them to end up with a little bit of aggro on them. Our tank's once again dying. Very normal on this fight. Keep your tanks alive, you'll save like 5 pulls. Which is half the number you'll probably have on this boss. Another little mini Emerald Communion there. Even though you don't get a ton of healing out of Lifebind, it's also very important just for mana management. I'll probably send a single engulf here because we are getting destroyed. Renewing Blaze comes off cooldown. I pretty much immediately use it on the tank. I'm not too worried about the healing it's doing to myself here. These webs have to be really careful. If they run into the raid, they will kill everyone. Okay, so this is technically the Enrage, where he'll just spray for 30 seconds. And I didn't realize it at the time, but so I'm out of mana here, but my mana potion is off cooldown. Sadly, I did not replace my Dragonflight mana potions on my bars, so I'm spam clicking my mana potion and getting nothing out of it. Which is probably going to cost me a few % on my pass here. But look at all that healing I could be doing right now. My first Emerald Blossom of the fight. Okay, the boss did die. It's not our cleanest pull ever, but, you know, your kill will probably look similar.